sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Tar Heel state of North Carolina, where the spirit of the late Sam Mills lives on with the pounding of the drum as we're ready for football at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Baltimore Ravens and the Carolina Panthers. On the visitor's sideline, there's the head coach of the Ravens. This guy's coming off a road victory in their opener a week ago, looking to make it 2 in a row before heading home. His counterpart on the other side, the Panthers' Dave Canales. His guys, on the other hand, couldn't pull one out last week in the opener, so they're looking for their first win at home here in Week 2. Mike Tirico along with my partner Greg Oates, and that's the kicker, Tyler Luke, set to get this started. Off we go from Bank of America Stadium. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Man in motion is Smith. Here's Young now to throw right away. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Young. He'll get this complete. It's Jimmy Horn Jr. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Call it a gain of 13. It's a Carolina 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Here's the rookie running back out of Miami. He's able to push through the tacklers to pick up 6. From just across the midfield stripe, here's 2nd and 3.
Ready.
The motion man is Sanders. They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And after that negative run, I think this changes the play call now on 3rd down. So this offensive line has to be a lot better on 1st and 2nd down to gain positive yards. Stay on track because you don't want to be in 3rd and pass too often in today's NFL.
3rd, they need 8.
Here we go.
From the gun, it's Young. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Ravens offense taking the field for the first time, led by their quarterback, league MVP in 2019 and 2023, Lamar Jackson.
We had a chance to sit down with the quarterback this week, Mike, and we asked him, we said, can you put your finger on what went wrong last week for what was a pretty rough outing? And he said, if I'm being honest, I didn't have my best week of practice. I practiced much better this week, and I'm expecting it to carry forward into the game. If he can continue to get better, and they can show that they can win when he doesn't have his best stuff, if he plays a cleaner game, this is going to be a tough team to beat.
Jackson out of the pistol. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And this play going nowhere. He is taken down behind the line of scrimmage on their first play of the game.
That's certainly not how he envisioned his first catch as a professional going, but technically he has less yards than you and I do, but we're up here in the booth. But not an ideal start, but he's certainly not going to panic either.
Now the first carry for King Henry. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
Really nice explosive play there on the ground. And tell you what, for these fans sitting in the stadium, they're not used to seeing their home team pushed around. So continue to be physical at the line of scrimmage. Mix in the runs with the pass. And if they can continue to generate these big explosive runs, I don't think they need to go away from it.
And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down the backfield on 3rd and short. On 4th down, here's Matt Ariza to punt. And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. The Panthers offense ready to get going with their second possession. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that called in the rule? You don't want one loss to turn into two, one bad play to turn into two. The best teams in this league, Mike, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week trickle into today? I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Another try with Brooks. He is met and dropped. A couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, too.
So there's multiple factors, Mike, that make blitzes successful. So, of course, there's the initial design. Can you attack the vulnerabilities of the offense's blocking scheme? And then in this case, the next phase is the timing. You can see this linebacker knew exactly.
Overcome him in a flash, and he lost the football. And no turnover here. One of the guards able to get the football and get on it to keep possession. Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Man in motion, heading left. Throwing now on 3rd and long. Here comes the screen to Brooks. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's their punter now. And he's on to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. And he couldn't get that one to check up. It'll keep bouncing into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do on their 2nd possession. So, Greg, this was not a Christmas gift in May when the schedule maker said, hi, your season's going to start with back-to-back road games. However, win the first. If you can win here and then head home 2-0, man, this season takes on a very different tone.
Oh, there's no question. And, Mike, am I crazy, though? I could make an argument that I'd rather play the away games early in the season. We're fresh. We're not beat up. We don't have a roster that's depleted, getting a lot of new guys into it. When you get into the meat of the season, middle to back end, There's a lot of new guys playing for the first time. Practices are a little shorter. Travel's a little bit harder. You're not feeling as good. So if they can somehow get 2 early road wins here, knowing that now there's a lot of home games as the season unfolds, I actually think they could be doing themselves a favor.
On the ground, here's Henry. Room to run at the 35. And to be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. So that'll do it for a fast-moving first quarter of play. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. And we'll return to Charlotte in a moment. Raven football, quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10.
DC, ready? DC.
Here's Jackson. Open man is Bateman. He's got him. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Seemed like the receiver, Mike, ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
On the give, here's Henry. And he's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he'll have just enough to keep the chains moving.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on second down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
A first down throw for Jackson. Forced out left. He'll tuck it and take off. And he's out of bounds down inside the 35. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
Mike, the defensive line rush plan is critical when you're playing quarterbacks like this. You have to keep him contained in the pocket, because the second he gets out of the pocket, we can see what happens.
On 1st and 10, Jackson.
Really nice timing on that slant route. You can tell the quarterback and the wide receiver are completely on the same page, and when executed at that level, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 3. Pistol formation with Jackson. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And it'll be a short pickup. That's not enough for the first down.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
On 3rd and 1, here's Jackson. And that is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver. And now it's 4th down.
And the defense knew they had to be ready for anything here on 3rd and short. They decided to put the ball in the air, and they might have been better off keeping that ball on the ground because that defense was ready for it, and they were all over it.
No move for the field goal unit. They're going to line up and go for it on 4th down. Jackson up top again. That is incomplete. Oh, they elected to throw on 4th and short. It does not work out. They turn it over on down. Here's the Carolina offense now as they head out to take over for their next possession. Greg, they say flush a game after you lose, right? But when you built up all year for the opener and you get blown out, is it even harder to flush for players?
Well, certainly that's the question, Mike. And regardless of how much the coach stands up there and you try to say, hey, it's a new week, we've got to move forward. And certainly that's the case in the NFL. If you let bad losses linger, you're going to find yourself in a bigger hole. So the problem is when you spend all week and you spend all season saying, okay, this is week 1, we're going to get off to a great start, and you lay an egg and you're non-competitive, the last thing you want in the NFL, Mike, is for doubt to set in. So we're going to find out pretty quickly here in this one. Was last week just 1 out of 17, and they're going to move on, or is this going to be signs of things to come as the rest of this season unfolds?
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. They'll go with the sneak, and he's going to have the Panthers' 1st down. At least it would appear that way. Didn't get it by much, but yes, they do give him the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Ready.
Slot man gonna move in motion left. On 1st down is Young. To the goal line and in. Touchdown, Panthers. His first touchdown of the new campaign. The extra point, up and good. Panthers will take a 7-0 lead. Following the touchdown, it is Fitzgerald to send this one away. This one deep in the landing zone. He'll return it from the 2. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So here's the Baltimore offense getting set for their next drive. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a 1st down. They'll start out on the ground with Henry and pick up 3 or maybe 4. Trevin Wallace in on the tackle. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, here's Jackson. This one complete to Bateman. That's his 3rd catch of this 1st half, and good enough for a 1st down.
And this is why most teams, Mike, decide to take the ball first after the halftime break, because they want to be able to control this middle 4. At the end of the 1st half, you can use your timeouts, you can use some strategy to steal an extra possession. If they're able now to go down and come away with points, they'll have a chance to double it up again right after the halftime break.
A quick throw, that's complete on the slant. Now the Ravens use their 1st timeout. They stop it here with just under 40 seconds until halftime.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
They'll work straight ahead with Henry. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. 1st down. Now after that last play, we have an injured Raven. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff will get a chance to look him over during the break. first down, they'll stay on the ground with Henry. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. Jackson trying to get his guys back to the line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs. The Ravens now going to use their final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in half number 1. First and 10. From the gun, Jackson. That is caught. And he's going to take it into the end zone. It's a touchdown. There is a penalty marker down, but it looks like this one's going to hold up.
Pass interference. Defense.
So now this to get them back to even heading into the break. It's up and good. And the Ravens will level things out at 7 apiece. So a new ball game. We are all tied. Final moments of this first half as the kick's away. On the return, here is Ainias Smith. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here we go. Set. Black. 95. Cut.
And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. Halftime coming up. Could not ask for more from that first half. All even as we begin quarter number 3. Justice Hill to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. Low-scoring game, all time, third quarter, and a touchdown here could go a long way. See if they can get it on this drive. First and 10. Throwing Jackson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
So he gets on the board, first catch of his career. I can promise you he's going to hang on to that ball. Now, it wasn't the flashiest of plays, but just try to get him comfortable and try to settle him into this game.
From the 33, here's second and 4. Back to throw, Jackson. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the ground, it's the tight end. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9. From the 43, here's second and 1. On the handoff, it's Henry. He's going to be taken down at about the 30. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Raven first down. Going to go right back to Henry. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap. Not this one. They stop him for no gain.
So they're not going to get the yardage to reflect it, but I actually thought that was a pretty nice job by the running back, at least getting back to the original line of scrimmage. This offensive line, they've got to do a better job getting him through untouched. His yards before contact got to be better.
And the pistol, Jackson ready. This to the right side, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
And you can see the quarterback, he's looking up at the Jumbotron after that throw, Mike. He knows he just got away with one, and he's thinking, all right, what do I got to do to make an adjustment that it's not so close the next time?
On third down, Jackson. This is caught at 2. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5. It'll be first and goal. That's a gain of 28.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
Henry, and he's going to be stopped in the backfield. Taken down back at the 3.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage, and that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Again, it'll be Henry. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down.
It makes sense on second and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have third down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on third and goal.
Last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's third and goal. Off the play fake. Jackson. He's got it at the 3. And he's in. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens. That his second TD catch of the season. After the touchdown, Luke is back out to kick this one away. This is going to be taken in at the 3. Get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. The Panthers offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for first and 10.
Opposite, green. Ready.
The drive will start on the ground. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. From the 24 now, here's second and 7. They'll go play action with Young. A throw on the move is caught. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. First time they've looked his way all game long. He comes through with the grab and a first down. Young going to give it to Brooks. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
So the offense trots out the old jumbo package. So they bring out 3 tight ends, big bodies. But the defense kind of sees it coming. They've got to change it up. You can't be so predictable. Big bodies run, small bodies pass. And I think that's a little bit of what's going on here.
Throwing on second down, Young. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
He'll let it go deep left sideline. That's going to be incomplete, and the clock will stop. Likely one more play in this third quarter.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Nearly a good one. And hit at the 6, but continues in the end zone. It's a touchback. So, 3 quarters now in the books. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. To throw is Jackson. That is left side and caught by Flowers. They'll mark him down up beyond the 30. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down. Line of scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Justice Hill. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Now Jackson on the move. That's complete to his running back, Kenneth Gainwell. And good yardage there after the catch. They'll wind up with a gain of 7 on 1st down.
Great example of 1st down efficiency. You don't always have to go for the big play, but put yourself in a friendly 2nd down. Now you have equal opportunity to both run and pass.
Here's the change of pace back. That's Kenneth Gainwell. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Lamar going to work from the pistol. Quick throw here is complete. And he will have the 1st down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
And at this stage of the game, every 1st down gets them one step closer to being able to finish this one out. This defense has to find a way to get off the field. They have to get the ball back to their offense to give them a chance.
He'll get this out wide. And he'll be run out of bounds. It's a good gain on 1st down. They pick up 7 yards. Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and 3. Play action now. Jackson forced out wide. He runs with it. Jackson so nimble. He's got the first down and wisely gives himself up at the end.
I love this call, Mike. Second down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. And a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the first down.
Jackson now to throw on first down. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
I think he knew in the back of his head, Mike, he had to get rid of this ball a little sooner than he would have liked. And with that pressure getting there in a hurry, it just ends up being a wasted down.
From the pistol, it's Gainwell. And some good blocking, springing up. A gain of 9 as we get to third down. They'll run here with Gainwell. And the Ravens are going to have a first and goal coming up. They find a way to convert on 3rd and 1. And now the defense is going to take their first time out. Remember, they get an extra one built in with the 2-minute warning coming up momentarily. An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. Now it's Jackson. This one caught at the 4. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Second and goal. Now it's from the 6-yard line. Jackson now for the end zone, but it's batted away. Incomplete. He was open for a moment. Defense closed quickly, and now it's 3rd and goal. Now Jackson. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Touchdown, Baltimore. And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all offseason long to start your season and build some early momentum. Gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
The Panthers offense getting their final instruction before heading back onto the field. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10.
Set, go.
Out of the shotgun, Young. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Looking left side is tight end Tremble. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain. The defense trying to come up with a stop on third down. And not. They'll drop to throw. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time.
And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 70 yards. Touchdown, Carolina. The extra point is good. And the Panthers draw closer here. It's 21-14. A one-score game late. You figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick.
Yeah, Mike, and that should just about do it. They do have one timeout, so if you can get some stops, use your timeout. Theoretically, you can get the ball back. Not going to have a lot of time. Probably going to need a miracle finish.
Ready!
On the ground, Gainwell. The Panthers, they're going to burn their third and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the second down play.
Ready? Go ahead.
Here's Hill. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play.
You know at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on third down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Play is stopped for a moment. It is an injured Carolina Panther on the field. That is a worrisome development here late in the game. Let's see what they do here. This is fourth and long. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's going to be caught. And he's not going to get away. They got him right down after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on down.
Ready, go!
Young to throw on 1st and 10. Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete.
I think the biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. At sometimes, he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
Now he takes off. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Final minute, no timeouts at their disposal. It's 1st and 10. He'll get up and spike it here inside of the half-minute remaining. A second down throw for Young. They'll try to set up the screen here. And that one's not fooling anyone. start, and a loss of yards on the play. From the gun, it's Young. Oh, he can't get rid of it, and he's taken down. Defense has to play smart, avoid a penalty on 4th and long. Here we go. One final play. And that is incomplete. They had their chance. They took it there. Look, they're trailing late. Got to let it fly. This will wind up a turnover on down.